All right, and now to talk more about the match tonight and to get some prediction, of course, we're gonna talk with one of the experts here. We have Coach Timo online with us, and we're gonna talk about the upcoming final tonight. Coach Timo, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, good to have you here. Thanks for making time to talk to us here in Jakarta. I know you're not here, but you're enjoying time in the mountains in Malang. Is that right?
That's right. That's my home. I'm not just enjoying time for a little while. That's where I am since
That's
I
where
was
you're, yeah,
born.
it's really, really nice. All right, let's move on. Let's just jump in, right? This is going to be very exciting evening, 10 p.m. Indonesia, Western Indonesia time between Argentina and France. Now, can we get, well, before we get started and we go too far, prediction first. This is really what I want to know and everything and everybody wants to know.
Wow. Yeah. No, Uh, I wouldn't bet per se,
Ah,
but especially not on this match. So, from what I gathered, Opta has mentioned it's 50.1% for Argentina. So
okay.
is as deadlocked as
Wow.
it can be. So very
Right, right.
very interesting match ahead of us. Very interesting for everybody, even for people like me who's been disappointed because their country has performed poorly.
Right, right, right. Now
Like
talking
Germany,
about,
but this is ideal
yes.
final, and not just that we have two teams that are just really, really good in terms of quality and have performed really well this tournament and really have deserved to be there, but also we have four contenders to become top scorer for
Right.
the Golden Boot Award, and they're all playing in the final. How about that for a final?
That is
We
crazy to
got
think about it. You're right.
yeah, we got Alvarez, we got Giroud, both with 4 goals, and then we have Messi and Mbappe, of course,
Right.
with 5 goals. Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, of course. We're going to talk more about those four guys, but you said earlier about disappointment. Well, we're going to talk about the Argentina team in the beginning of this tournament where they got knocked out, where they got crushed by the Arab. And then, of course, they bounced back. And then what do you think of that, the way they've been playing after that first loss in the opening match?
I I had a different view than pretty much uh, everyone around me
Yeah.
because I thought, wow, this is incredible. They have bumped out of this little hole that they got into right at the beginning of the tournament, and they're just going to be stronger because of it. Because there was don't forget they had a 36, was it 36 or 34 game streak where they have not lost.
Right.
Incredible
Yes.
to keep that kind of game streak going is just unbelievable. You got to have incredible intensity. You got to have good camaraderie,
Right.
yeah, within the team, and you got to have that consistency, right? That
Yes.
mental strength, and that only was underlined after they bounced back when they had that debacle in the beginning of the tournament. So I
Right.
thought, wow, they are ready for this tournament.
Yeah, that winning mentality definitely you can see after that first match and then going into the final tonight. Something that we all have been in awe, especially with Messi going into, well, everybody's predicting that he's probably going to be done not long after the World Cup is over. What do you think about that one?
Definitely. I think so. Not only has Argentina shown how strong they're mentally, right? Uh, Look, to win a tournament, you need to have a really good defense. They have it.
Yes.
And you got to have a couple of people, or one, or ideally several people that can score for you, right? And they have that. Both teams have that tonight, which is why it's deadlocked at 50-50. But mentally, how is the team mentally? Are they strong? Are they full of energy? Are they gelling with one another? Do they really want this? Are they friends?
Yes.
On and off the pitch, and we see that as well with the Argentinians and with the France. Both sides are like that, which is why they are deadlocked. In so many different aspects, they're deadlocked. Now, the difference to me would be Messi, right? Messi is as good as ever for Argentina.
Argentina.
This has to be stressed because I think he is more deadly today than in his prime.
Oh
The
wow. Okay.
reason why is not because he's better now. Uh, the opposite. He's actually less better than before. Obviously, with age, that is very normal. Which is why he doesn't really move from where he's at. He doesn't do much defensive work, which is great. But here's the difference. Um, the players don't always play to him. In the past, they always play to him,
Yes.
and that has caused some problems offensively because they should have done something different rather than play to Messi sometimes.
Right.
And that doesn't happen anymore. I think he said to the young guys, I'm just a normal player. You play me when you have to, when you can, but if it's not on, don't give it to me.
Right.
So I think that has been cleared up, right? And also, personally, here's my point. Personally, Messi is stronger mentally. Yeah, his mental well-being, you can just tell he is at ease. Now, if
Right.
we see in the past when you see pictures of Pele crying in the bus, right, before the final because the weight of the nation is upon him,
Right.
or you've seen Maradona go to drugs, and then you see Ronaldo on the day of the final becomes sick, right?
Yeah.
In the stomach, and it's obviously mental, psychological, right?
Right.
And then you see Messi today. Before he used to be like that. He was tensing
Tense
up
up.
when
Yeah.
he plays with Argentina because he feels the weight of the nation. But now you can see that he's like, hey, if I win, I win. He probably is at ease because he probably thinks he'll never beat Maradona. Probably, I don't know. But whatever it may be, whatever it is going on, I think he's just so much at ease that he becomes even more dangerous than he was before. Because even though he's less technically
Right.
better than before, he's stronger mentally.
He's a complete player now, and it's very dangerous for the opposing team if they don't really take care of their work, right, of their assignment. Not just only thinking about Messi, but also thinking about all the other 10 players, of course.
Just a little additional there. I just read he's not stronger than the rest of the team. That's not my point.
Right.
Yeah, the
Okay.
team is strong.
The
The
stream
team
is.
is strong,
Yeah.
and they have shown that they are strong prior to the World Cup.
Okay.
34, 36 winning
Winning
streak
streak.
is not, or
It's
not
not easy
losing
to
streak
get.
is not easy to get. Plus, to overcome the hurdle in the beginning when they lost against Saudi Arabia, even though they were bombarding Saudi Arabia,
Right.
right?
So.
So the team is strong, but Messi is stronger than he ever was. That's my point.
Right.
The
Right.
team is strong, and Messi is strong mentally.
Now we talk about strong team, and of course tonight, like you said, it's a 50-50 chance of both teams coming out as a winner. Now, what do you see in France? Any difference, or maybe significant difference between this year's and the winning team from 4 years ago, Coach Timo?
France is amazing. France is amazing. They are reaping the harvest of hard work, of continuous hard work in the academies. And because the academies are so good, they've been continuously exporting top players to the top leagues in Europe, and that is just money for them. It just makes their national team so strong. Just think of how many players are at home. They could be playing the B team that's not even there in Qatar,
Yeah.
and they would have trouble the first team because just think Pogba, Benzema,
Yeah.
right? Kante, and then you have Nkuku, who's the best player right now in the Bundesliga, right? I think Chelsea has just signed him. So amazing talents, just amazing. And one of the reasons I just mentioned that one is the academies, two is they've been exporting players to top leagues,
Yeah.
and then number three, they've been really good at harvesting the Africans that live among them.
Okay.
The the so-called immigrants. They
Yeah.
have been able to unite them to France and make use of them, and so you have sort of the best of both worlds,
Right.
where you have the physicality of the African
Players.
players, plus the academies of France, and so you have just the best of both players in France.
Yeah, and this is what you were
And
saying earlier about camaraderie and then gelling. Maybe this is the right time, the very best time to be gelling within the teams.
yeah, and to answer your question, what is different than before the World Cup before? What's great is that Deschamps is not giving bonuses away. He's not saying, okay, we won the World Cup with these players, so these players will play again. That happens again and again, and that's why some people were thinking, okay, just like before, France is going to be out in the group stages. But I thought, no, you know, Deschamps is not like that. You know, he doesn't take crap, so to speak. Yeah, he's not a bull. He doesn't take bull. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
he doesn't have he doesn't allow star allures, you know, this star syndrome or anything like that, and he doesn't give bonuses away, which is what we saw with Germany, for example. Flick did that with his Bayern München based players. There were at least Müller and Sule that weren't supposed to play. There were other players that were better, but they were given the go ahead because of the bonus the coach had achieved so much with them in the past that they are given these bonuses, and that's what happens with teams that have won the World Cup previously, and Deschamps doesn't do that.
Yeah, essentially they became a little bit soft.
Yes, and so to answer your question, no, it hasn't changed. They haven't made it. Deschamps hasn't made it softer, the competition, or
Right.
hasn't given bonuses away. So because of that, they're still really, really strong. And also, one point maybe, with Giroud playing instead of Benzema, it was a blessing in disguise that no one could really foresee.
Right.
Because obviously you want Benzema to be up front,
Right.
thinking that he's, you know, Ballon d'Or winner. But this year, Benzema has played 3 times for France, and 2 times France lost, and 1 time they tied. With Benzema up front. And Giroud, on the other hand, took his place and become really, really effective. So he's one of those golden boot contenders that we will watch for tonight. So it was a blessing in disguise that Benzema didn't show up for this World Cup because of injury. Yeah.
All right. Well, Coach Timo, that was really, really good insight, and I think everyone is ready for tonight. I hope you are ready too. Whatever you're planning, whatever your ritual is, I think I'm going to have one too by 10 p.m. tonight. Everyone's going to be ready. I'm going to be ready, and have a good soccer match to watch. Coach Timo, thank you for talking to us here in the studio.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you later.